Hey Donnie, how's it going? I'm here with my friend George. George, I've known for a number of years now, and he's interesting because he's your story of someone who was working for a company that he didn't enjoy working for too much, let's say, but always had this passion. And I realized this passion early on when I went to visit his place and he cooked for us. And he always had this passion for food, and now he was able to translate it into a real business and actually to create something out of that passion. And what he created now is called Biteology. And so I want to introduce him and Biteology and what Biteology is all about. So, hi, George. How's it going?
Hello.
Uh,
Hello,
so,
Robert.
Starting off, could you explain to us what Biteology is?
Okay. I had this friend. It's a group of people. They had a design company in Dunhua South Road in Taipei. We met years ago, and then I went to their place because they have a kitchen in this office, just like by the main road. So it's interesting. People walk by of this place is like a restaurant or a bar, but actually just the kitchen they use daily on a daily basis. And then I went there. I meet these people, so I went there, and sometimes we have different people cook. Like people come even 3, 4 times a week, and different people cooking, and then so I think this is the very beginning of the biology. That's just a casual conversation during when we're eating, and then we have drinks. So why don't everybody likes cooks here, and then people like our food. So why don't we just start something and then share the food, share our passion on the like the gatherings to and then meet new people. So we had this place called Biology.
Okay, so it was very much a group effort then. I thought it was just you by yourself.
Now, yeah, now actually, well, I this kind of idea is going on for like years, but because everybody's busy, the design company is busy. I have a daily job. I'm busy as well, and we never take it seriously. But at some point, my daily work, I just don't enjoy it anymore. I think, and then I really want to start, working with these people. I enjoy being with them and then working with them. So I said I'll quit my job. So we can actually have you can still have your because the design company they still have to run it. So I can come here and cook, and then you can do this biology new business, like part time.
Okay.
So they can still most of their time still working on the design company. But yes.
Right. And sorry, before we get further, could you explain what exactly Bitology is? Because it's not a restaurant.
Yeah, it's yeah. Actually, this is a good question because we never really define ourselves as a restaurant or a bar or anything like that. Because this place is already exist. We didn't, like have innovation or find a new place. We just use the this kitchen in design company and start biology straight away. Because we have no seats, so people only come uh, for like we cook all the meals in advance, and then we present and display these meals on a long table, and which we sit around for dining before biology started. So we only do takeaway because we don't have seats. And then the other thing is we want people to have different choice when they do the lunch, because there's a lot of office around this area, and then they just go to the same place, being down everything like that, Burger King, and then they don't have a better choice or interesting choice. I should say that. So biology shows up, and then it's interesting, and then starting. Some people like it and starting share with their friends. So we're doing pretty good. And the other thing is we only do 20 boxes a day.
Right.
Yeah, because our kitchen is small, we couldn't do too much things, and then we want to keep things fresh. So we don't want to cook in advance too much. So anyway, that's the biology is about.
But now you're expanding too, if I understand correctly. So will you have more space at that point?
Yes. Well, the because the previous biology coexist with this design company, and then the design company already moved out this space, and then we are doing the renovation right now, and then we hopefully can finish the renovation in August, and then people can sit around and talk, and then have our meals. But we're still not a restaurant. I should say it in advance. We will still cook. It's like a daily place, daily counter. So the food is almost, I think, like 95% is already cooked, and you just pick what you like, and then you can take away or grab a seat in our space. So you cannot book in, or it's a very casual place, and for people to meet or things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And now I'm interested for a minute because in dealing with this move that you had from working in an office in something completely different to running this Biteology and
Right.
with your friends and
Yes.
coworkers, what would you say was the biggest challenge or the hardest part in that move?
Okay, I never cook professionally. I should say that I don't train as a cook or even a chef, something like that. I cook only because I like to cook, and then I cook only for friends, for families. Before I never sell my food before, so at the beginning I don't know if people recognized my skills or things like that. If I doing this is wrong, all right. That's why we take a long time. When we start have this idea, and then between we have this idea and then we really launch biology, it's like a couple of months. We testing, and then find suppliers, ingredients, all those things. Even we don't only do 20 meals a day. We do these things properly, and then we want to, present our food beautifully, professionally. That's the thing. So I think the biggest challenge will be it's very different to really someone like a chef to open a restaurant or something like that. I think it's quite different.
Right. Because you were new there, and also you had already quit your job at this point in time. So were
Yes.
you worried that you were maybe risking a lot doing this?
No, I didn't think I'm risking or something like that, because this is what I really enjoy doing, and I know it will take some time. Really, we start earning money or even something like that. Yeah, I had a difficult time, during this transition, but I think it's really right choices, and then I enjoy cooking every day. I enjoy discussion, and then find new find ingredients, things like that. It's not just about cooking. I meet a lot of people. They have different ideas, and then I think this is about meeting people and then working with them rather than yeah.
Right. So you actually might have answered already my next question, which is what do you love the most about what you do now? What's the best part of it?
Okay. Personally, because I never really get trained in professional cooking, but because biology, I have to study a lot about some basic things I didn't know before, and then also to advance my taste and skill about food. And the other thing is it is interesting also. Sometimes scared, like like you cook something new, you have this new meal or new menu that's even the proper restaurant didn't have here. They didn't do this kind of food here, and then we can do it, and then we do it properly, and then people come here, and then they eat my food, and then they like it. I think this is most rewarding things. I should say that.
Okay, it's and actually, well, that brings me to my next question, which is if someone else were if someone else wanted to do what you're doing, if they're working for a company and they're your point where you were a couple of years ago,
Right,
and
yes.
they would want to, they have a passion for food and cooking.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to them to be able to reach that point?
Okay. I think it is first. It is important that you are around the correct people. What you want to do next? Like you want to do you want to cook, and then or you want to open a restaurant or cafe, something like that. The people around you should everybody is. Should say some kind of expert or like really interested in this area, so they can give you a lot of advice, a lot of ideas, and then even just go out to eat with them, you will get a lot of like information or like interesting bit about this business and then about yourself. And then I think this is what the reason I can doing the biology right now is really important, because I'm being with the correct people, and I'm really lucky to meet them. And then we become partners right now, so it is really lucky. So I think it's important things to have the correct kind of people. Yeah, you should go out and meet the people in the industry, in the area you really want to do, and then you even just chat, talk with them, and then you will have a lot of ideas, I think, and then they will encourage you to do the right thing, and then you just not just say, oh no, it's too risky, because if you hear some kind of thing, hear the things like that, and you are with the wrong kind of people.
Right. No, I agree 100%. And I think it's especially when you're in a situation where you are working in an office, that's why it can be so hard many times to leave, because you're surrounded by other people in the office
that's right.
who will tell you that. So that's, I think, very good advice. So if people wanted to find Biteology, and if people are interested in having a meal there,
right.
First of all, because I know you're going to reopen, when will you reopen, and how can they find you?
Okay. We planning to reopen in August, but I think it will be end of August, something like that. And because we want to make sure we are ready to serve the people, again.
Right.
We want to make sure we are ready. And then we have Facebook, so we post things occasionally during the renovation. So you might find some information on our Facebook page. The other thing is we also do some catering services. Even when we are closed, we have some corporate catering business, but it's not something too complicated. Like if you have 100 or 200 people, we couldn't do that. But if you have a small party, a small event, or press conference, new product launch, something like that, you can always reach us, and then we can give you some ideas about we can discuss about the how it's because biology is with the design company called Fancy Design. So we're doing catering service. It's not like a regular restaurant. So we can like your hardware and like you want to have a party or like a proper event. We can support all the hardware, not just the food, hardware, presentation, decoration, artwork, graphic design, everything like that. It's part of biology. So this is like our the other side of the business right now.
Right, because again, the people you partnered up with, they are basically in design, and so this fancy design
Yes.
is what existed, and Bitology is part of this. Is that correct?
Well, we should say biology is a separate company, just like
Okay.
involve people working in both firms. I should say that.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to know that there are people with a design background, let's say, and you can definitely
Yeah.
notice looking at your logo and stuff like that. It's
Yeah, yeah. If we go to our, like our even our food is, like we just didn't cook and then just put it on a plate. No, everything is designed. How we want to present this, how we want to present in a box, how we want to present onto a plate. A lot of thing is under a very detailed discussion before we present to the public. Even the photos we posted on the Facebook, logos, everything is like it's just not. I cook a meal and then put it on a plate, put it on the table, and then take a picture. No, we do a lot of work on those things. It's because we want to have a consistent message about biology, no matter what kind of message we are delivering. Not just food, the image, everything. Like even the clothes we wear to the catering service. Like everything is. We do it properly, and then we want to deliver all the same message about biology.
right. No, and it's very clear once you see it, and we'll have a link to your Facebook page in the description here below, to
Yes.
so people can see for themselves. And so well, and also just so I can get some clear terminology, because so Bitology is not a restaurant. Even after you expand, will not be a restaurant then.
No, I wouldn't call it a restaurant. I think that is some. We should say we are like a daily custom. Like a daily counter, a daily shop. We have sell ready food, and then we have bread, pastries, and then even the ingredients, vegetables, sauces. We made homemade sauces, and a lot of things. You can just grab it, and then you cook it yourself at home, and then you can taste biology at home. We should say that, and
Right.
then
So
yeah.
yeah, so a high-end, stylish deli, I guess.
You should say yeah. Yeah. You can put it like that. Yeah.
In Italy, we have something similar called the bottega, which I think sometimes it can be similar to that. But yeah,
Yes.
no, it's definitely a great concept. And so if you're around Taipei, if you're around, I think it's Heping Road and South Dunhua Road,
Dunhua South Road,
Dunhua South Road.
and then Herping intersection, and then it's behind the main road in a small lane.
Right. And if you
Yeah.
don't want to eat at like the Burger King, which is right there, then there's some decent food right behind there.
Yeah,
And
that's right. Yeah.
okay, and that's it. Thank you very much, George. I know we went over time, but thanks for all the information, and I hope
No
you found that
problem.
useful, Donnie. And thanks again.
Okay, thank you.